Hello and welcome to the Stover Farm channel. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And I'm going to admit, I play this game incorrectly all the time. And I think you might actually be doing it as well. And what I mean by that is I go way too fast. I'm always trying to do things faster, quicker, more efficient. And I forget that this is a farming simulator. Things do not happen quickly on a farm. But, you know, I get it. It's a computer game, so when you're sitting here, you don't want to spend multiple hours just, you know, picking weeds from a field. So we've got all these wonderful development controls, easy dev, time and speed that we can, you know, speed up, and ways we can get tons of money, or we can harvest at these extremely crazy wide widths. But then I thought about it for a second. And we also complain that there's nothing to do in the game. And maybe there's nothing to do in the game because we've sped everything up so fast. And I'll give you an example. I've got a little area in small town USA. This is my map that I've got out. And let's say I want to buy a new tractor. So we've got a little bit of hay equipment in here. 4455 with a rake. I've got a John Deere W260 disc bind, self-propelled chopper or cutter, mower. You know what I'm trying to say. And a 4960 with a baler. Let's just say for some reason that I want to sell and I want to get a new piece of equipment. I want to sell this 4960. And, you know, the local dealership has a new 8000 series, or like an 8030. Maybe it's not new. It's used. New to me, let's say an 8330. And I want that. Well, you know, to really speed this up, like, I just come in here and, like, I walk up to it and I can hit in and there it is. I can say, yeah, I can just sell it. I can say, yes, okay, boom, that's done. I don't even have to go to the dealership. I can just come in here and turn on, you know, deliveries. I can go into purchase, large tractor, 8000, 8030. Sure, I want an 8530 IVT. Let's make it a US version. That's probably fine. Let me buy that. And it's delivered to me, and now I can just hook this up to my baler, and I'm done. That took like 2 seconds, $175,000, and we're done. Right? There's nothing to do in the game. Well, I just made it so there's nothing to do in the game. Let's try that a little differently and just see, you know, how many more steps are involved. Back up at the yard, I exited out. I didn't save anything, so everything is reset back to normal. And it's also something you could do if you're on PC and you have multiple save game files. You can just duplicate your save game file and do the same thing. And I thought I'd plug the map for just a little bit because I do get a lot of questions on this. This is Small Town USA. It is out there on my itch.io site with the Stovers. It's on King's Mods. I am working on an updated version. I know I've said that. I know I sound repetitive, and I know I'm slow, and I do apologize very much. But it is out there. It is still functioning, and at the core, it is a build-your-own farm map with very, very large fields, a very small town, just a fun map that you can do really whatever you want on it. So go check that out if you'd like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down. I am terrible at coming up with, like, scenarios and storyboards in Farm Sim of, like, taking over Grandpa's farm, or, you know, we found this barn find, and or we're doing a mowing thing. A lot of YouTubers out there, you do a spectacular job with that. I am not great at it. I typically just try to play the game for fun and try and do it as realistic as possible. So this is how I am going to slow it down and just see how much more time it takes and how much more involvement there is to go from that 4960 to an 8330, just buying a new piece of equipment. Couple of things to think about. So we've got $206,000. I've got a dealership over off of Main Street called MB Dyson John Deere. And, you know, the first thing we got to do, we got to get our old tractor over there. And this is assuming, you know, we've already found the tractor, the dealership has exactly what we want. You know, we've already talked on the phone. We've figured out a general asking price and a trade price, and or what they're going to give me for my equipment. And we're just going to let the game do all of that. We could go about it slightly different and use EasyDev and some of the add and subtract money commands to make things a little more realistic, but in this particular instance, we're just going to go ahead and let the game handle all of the transactions. All we're going to do is I'm just going to slow it down, slowing it down. So I've got the, what I think it's the T800 Kenworth, really, really nice mod. And I'm going to try and back up here using my mirrors to connect to this heavy haul trailer. And there we go. Still waiting for the manual connect mod to come out. That'll be exciting when it does, because I would have had to have gotten out of the truck, come to the hitch point, the hitch joint, and actually manually connected it. Now my, oh, there we go. Maybe, oh, they're rendering in and out. I don't know. It's just a farm sim thing. You just never know sometimes with mods. Yeah, that's weird. Oh well. It's going to work just fine. But we've got the triaxle heavy load trailer here. This is a Brandt H550 gooseneck. Pretty certain it's available out there on all the sites. It's Mac and PC only, although there might be a version for all platforms. I don't know. I get in trouble so many times because I started on console. I still have a console. Still love playing on console. There's just some games that are really fun to play. So I get it, and I try and find mods for everybody to play with, but there's not always going to be the case. This truck is not available for all platforms. It is Mac and PC only, and it's a very, very nice truck. Now, the thing about playing realistically is things can kind of get boring because there's, like, you got to drive from one end of the map to another. You've got to go connect a trailer, and then you've got to drive to the location you're trying to get to. So you got to fill some time. It doesn't make for great video content, I don't think. Or maybe it does. And you just have to have me blabber about random things, current events, things going on in the world. I don't know. Here's a tip for you. Notice how my truck is kind of bouncing a little bit. Make your roads, use the, not the leveling tool, but the raise and lower tool, and just go very soft with it. If you've got a fully flat road, I use my mouse because the left button is raised, the right button is lower, and I get a very small brush, and I just make little dimples and, you know, little ruts and everything in the road, and it just makes it a little more realistic. I really, really do try and be realistic, but sometimes it's just not possible. Now, I don't believe it would be wise to take this trailer with this truck up that road. So, I'm just going to back it up right to the point where my gate is, and we'll have to run up, and this is where some of the realism is going to come out of it, because I likely would need to have, like, my 4x4, not my 4x4, but my side-by-side. Should have brought my side-by-side over, had somebody that could meet me with a vehicle and help me get up to the barn. But we're going to stop right here, and the reason that I'm stopping right here, we'll let it run, is because I have taken the time to come in and make my my paths out of arable land. And I have a tutorial on this on some videos in the past. I think it was actually this map, but it was a completely different configuration. And I showed where you can use the Field Create tool and you can make your paths. And the benefit of that is the ground deformation is significantly more active than if you were to just use the painted textures. So you get mud, you get ruts. If you have a truck with a trailer, and you're hauling heavy weight, you will get stuck. that Kenworth with that lowboy trailer would have gotten stuck coming up that hill. If it didn't get stuck in the mud, it will if I had equipment on it, and it definitely would have gotten hung up right here. So, you know, kind of thinking ahead a little bit, but now we're coming up, and we are minutes beyond what it was earlier to just go in and delete this 4960 or sell it remotely and then buy it and have it delivered right to the field. We'll come out of the cab, and maybe you'll see, this might not be heavy enough, but you'll be able to see the ground deforms much, much more when you make your paths out of arable land. I've often thought maybe there is a way to get some type of it would be a texture, it would be a field texture that would just be dirt, but it wouldn't have like cultivated lines in it or plow lines, that you could do just this with and make roads and paths that you know, are a little more realistic. They're really cool when it snows. Now, I'm going to admit I have not used this trailer. If I'm not mistaken, I have to disconnect here. Yes. So I'm going to have to come and disconnect that back of the trailer, the gooseneck or the beaver tail, to get it right. Then I'm going to pull forward. We'll hop out and we'll go grab the 4960. We'll get it up on the back half. And some of you may be thinking, why would you be selling this beautiful 4960 for an 8330? I am probably just an idiot. This is a perfectly good bale pulling trailer or tractor. And we'll back it up, get it on this trailer, and let's get this connected, and we'll head over to MB Dyson right off of Main Street here in small town USA. Now, usually right there, that's where you'd cut, you know, you'd have some, maybe a little bit of B-roll, have a nice, you know, time-lapse driving into MB Dyson. But the goal of this is to show you that, again, we're trying to do more in the game. So, we're still together, and we're now connected. I've got the straps on. We're going to head down the road. We're going to see how this pulls. Definitely a little heavier than it was with the mighty T800, no problem pulling this. And while I'm driving, we'll just chat a little bit. You know, this land, this map is really nice because I don't have any farms built on it. I've got the town, I've got the roads, I've got the, you know, the ecosystem is there, and you get to build everything else. And it's designed to be a one-farm map, meaning there's no productions on it. So I've got every conceivable piece of land tilled up and plowed and planted and ready to go. We're in June. We're going to be getting real close to harvest time, and I've got one heck of a time ahead of me because there's probably 350, 400 acres game, like Farm Sim 25 acres on this map. I don't know what that would be comparable in like real life. Maybe you could call this like 1,000 acres in real life. I don't know. I know in game we're significantly limited, but it is a one farm the map, small town, somewhere in the USA. All right, at the MB Dyson equipment dealership. So we're coming in, and again, you could role play, you know, a whole scenario going in and talking to the dealer and all that. We're just going to let the game handle all the finances, all the transactions. We're going to pull back here. We will unhook. And I've got to disconnect the back half. There we go. Pull the Kenworth forward. I might shut it off. We might be here a little while. Beautiful, beautiful truck. Really, really like this model. I really do. The details in it are excellent. Coming up to the 4960. How many hours does this have on it? I think the oil filter had the hours on it. 3,978 hours. I'm probably a moron for getting rid of this, but that is okay. That is okay. It's for science. We'll pull it off, and we'll take it around front. Now, I don't believe I have a sail trigger on this map. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'm not a map maker. I'm not a mod maker. I dabble, and I probably dabble poorly in making some of these mods, because my mods have errors. They're not great. Probably a lot of seasoned veteran modders out there yell at me when they see it, or I'm just not cool enough to care. But there traditionally would be some type of sail trigger or cell trigger on this. I don't have that, but we do have the remote workshop installed, so I can, now walk up to this tractor. I can press the N button, and this is the mobile vehicle workshop. I can open this, and we could, repair the vehicle if we wanted to, or modify it. And you can see this is a 4960 275 horsepower tractor. It's got some mods on it, but we can also sell it, and we can see that it is worth currently $84,000, and I've owned it for 2 months, and I've only put like 10 minutes on it. Yeah, I haven't done much at all. I need to work on that too. So we're going to sell that for $84,078. We'll say okay. Now here's where you can use your creative mind, because we're going to go in, we're going to pick out that 8330 series, which is a mod itself. 8030 series right here. And I don't want to get a lower horsepower tractor. That would just be absolutely un-American. You can't go from 275 horsepower down to 240 horsepower. That just wouldn't be good. So we got to make sure we get more horsepowers. Maybe I don't need 330. That we're going to be reasonable. It's just a bale tractor. We're not like trying to move the earth with it. I would like IVT. It's easier for me. I'm not a huge Trelleborg guy. I do like the Continental and the Michelin tires. I don't need duals. That would be way overkill. I do like a wider tire, maybe. What is... Let's see here. Oh, that's perfect. That's about perfect. So slightly, it's a smaller tire in the rear, but it's a little wider. That'll be good. We definitely want to get our US configuration, because that's where we're at. No warning signs, no. Well, maybe we'll put... Yeah, we'll do US folded. That's fine. I like fenders. Let's do that. And front attachers, we'll put a big weight on the front. So, okay, $162,000. I don't think I'm getting a deal, but I've got the money. Okay, so this is the other thing you got to be cognizant of. A lot of times I won't have the money, and I'll just hit the tilde button, and I'll use the, add money. I think it's GS money add. Yeah, and I'll type in $1 million, and voila. Or you'll go into Easy Dev, and you'll just, do the same thing. But instead, we'll buy this. Alrighty, there it is. Should be, if I'm not mistaken, right around back. Ah, yes, there it is. Now, this would be a used tractor, but very good condition. Very, very nice. So let's get it now back onto the trailer. Not realistic at all there, firing it up and just hammering it home. We're going to let it warm up just a little bit. But I have a feeling if I just started it and stood there and looked at it and waited, 5 minutes for the temperatures to come up, which the game does have temperatures in it. I have yet to see how they function or any type of mod that utilizes those temperatures, that would be really cool. Like, you get damage. There might be some mods out there that give you damage if you just fire the thing up and, you know, hammer at a wide open throttle. I don't know. So much we could do with this game. And sadly, so many times, excuse me, all we get are 2 or 3 meter wide cultivators. That's okay. So we'll load the truck up here. And maybe turn the lights on. Now let's head home. Wonderful dealership there, MB Dyson. You all named that dealership, actually. I think we did a poll a year ago. I built a dealership over, and this is in 22. MB Dyson from Miles Bennett Dyson, the Chief Science Officer of Cyberdyne Systems in the Terminator 2 movie franchise. So it's MB Dyson John Deere. I'm a movie geek, too, so... Alright, so we're heading home, and again, you can see this is taking a significantly longer amount of time. It's far more involving, honestly more enjoyable, because you've got to now manage your time. So I'm playing, right now, 2-day months, and I've got it at 2x time. And you can speed that up or slow it down to your desired time frame. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I was talking about with this ground deformation. So we're going to try to drive this truck up that hill. And you know what? I might... Should I do it? Should I cheat a little bit? I know we were talking about realism. Let's make it rainy, just so you can see what I was talking about. So we're going to add some rain. There we go. Should make that that approach up to the hay barn a little more difficult. Here we go. Definitely need to get down lower in the gears here. I think it's going to be able to pull it. I was playing around with this earlier, and I was pulling this same tractor, which is a gooseneck, and a Chevrolet Silverado, and it was not making it up the hill. Could not do it. It just stalled out. And it was digging some fairly deep ruts, too, which, again, I thought that was kind of cool. Yes, making it up. Oh, we might be... No, I think we're going to be fine. If we stopped, we could... Oh, see how you can see the truck actually go down a little bit as it sinks into the ground, which again, I think that's really, really cool with that ground deformation. So we'll just get it up to about this point. I'm not going to try to go over the cattle guard crossing because I definitely would get stuck. And I mean, I can show you. If we were to come to like right here, we let that settle. I guess it did it. Well, nope, it's stuck there because it's high-centered on the... Definitely high-centered. We'll see if we can get that off there. There we go. Very nice. All right, now how are we going to get this off this trailer? I should probably, you know, my little experiment. Let's just go back to Sunny. There we go. LQ. That's going to allow me to pull the Kenworth out of the way. jump on the 8430, excuse me, and get this connected to the baler, because we've got some baling to do. If we come up all the way up to the top of this hill, you will see I didn't cut this will be second cutting for this. I didn't cut everything, but we've got windrows all ready to go. They're probably now wet because I had it raining. So those might need to dry out a little bit, but we've got bales ready for second cutting. And what was the purpose of this? Mainly, again, just to show that there is a lot that you can do in the game as long as you try and do it realistically. And doing things realistically means just slowing down, thinking of what you would actually need to do, working with the game and some of the limitations that are in the game, because I get it, it is just a game. But still, continuing to have fun. And I hope that we still have a lot to go with this game, a lot of time to go. And I'm hoping that some of the really talented modders out there can continue to come up with realism mods that can add some more activities, some more things that we can do while we're playing this game. So, again, the purpose of this video, may I just have some fun. Hope you enjoyed it. We've got a lot more to do. As always, thank you so much for spending just a little bit of time with me today. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you here next time as my game glitches out. Don't know what that is. Right here on the farm with the Stovers.